I'm Aaliyah.
And I'm Johnna.
And welcome back to Lit and
Loud. Do you think we did it? Roll the music. So back to the question posed. I am drinking 8 ounces of beer the way the good Lord intended it to. Me too.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I am drinking a lychee green tea. I am just big tea
Where
season.
Where is she from?
Gong Cha. Boba Tea Shop. See the boba?
Oh.
Crazy shit in the bottom. I crave texture.
You know, it's like my worst fear to just sip texture through a straw, right?
I crave it. I just want to chew on my drink. It's ridiculous.
I could gag thinking about it. The thought of something solid coming through a straw is like...
and a big one.
Maybe one of my top 5 worst fears.
Yes, that's what I'm
so
drinking
happy
on.
You love that, though.
You can get like a regular tea. You don't have to get texture in it. And it's a great tea. Highly suggest them. I don't even know if they're any up that far, but it eats.
We don't have
and
anything.
It drinks. How you doing? As you take a sip.
So good. I just like, get me to fucking summer. Get me to real spring.
Real spring.
Am down so bad. And I think it's just like the weather. I'm too tired. I'm still kind of goofy from the time change. Like today it was a high of 66 and I was so excited, and it was sunny and 40 and then 60 and pouring rain.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is, not my dream. What about you? How are you doing? I know you've been very busy.
My job, just working. I had to go to fucking Uncanny Valley this week, so that was fun. It has been 80 degrees here today, consistently, like from the morning, which is an interesting feeling when you wake up and like expect cold because it's been so cold. I'm like, I'm not sure. It's like the third fake spring. It was really nice, I have to say. Like, I got to go out in it and like experience the world. Sometimes when you work from home, it just isn't a reality. But I was out there and I thoroughly enjoyed the like vitamin D I got. And it's just making me think about in 2 weeks when we get the real kind, like UV11. I can't wait. I want to sizzle.
My foundation doesn't match my skin. I am so white right now. I'm like, guys,
welcome to my life.
This isn't who I am.
I have like a 5 shade range that I live in, and it's awful because they all look kind of the same, but not on the face.
Right.
Not on the face.
Right. And at this point, because I'm getting like a weird like line, I'm like putting moisturizer in it and making it more sheer so it's not as noticeable. But what I really need to do is get an effing tan. So
yes,
Mama's
I have that Planet Fitness membership. I'm like, what if I just got a base? Listen,
what if 5 minutes? Everyone has 5 minutes.
This is what I'm saying. I used to live in there.
This is me. I feel like I'm trying to convince someone to smoke a cigarette right now.
But it like
if you've
been in there, it gets addicting. It does get quite addicting because you're like, wow, I actually feel good after this, and that's
and like,
that's having like 52 days of summer.
When I have a nice tan,
yeah,
my hair looks more blonde. The joy, like, cook me. Hey, so this is our what are you watching situation, but I think we should both just have a conversation about the Pitt real quick, and then we can get into it.
Let's just get into it. Okay.
Yeah, this episode, the Pitt, was really tough. It was not the first time this season I was watching it and like just had tears rolling down my face because they weave such heavy content into the show that is also so entertaining. It was a tough one. If you don't watch the Pitt, you are listening. ICE brought a woman into the hospital this episode that we can only presume that they injured. And chaos ensued. Hospital workers were leaving, people were leaving the waiting room, and it was just terrible to watch because it's so tight on reality.
Yeah, it was it's just a lot. I feel like with television specifically, it's really weird to see your reality played out like this and like be okay with it. I think it's the same feeling that
Hmm.
people are getting from Handmaid's Tale, like the fucking you get the like side by side comparison. It's like, hey, this is frightening. But I think in the Pitt's case, it's very necessary because I think there's some audiences that might watch this and might need to see what the actual reality is for people literally being captured by this terrorist organization. So like it
That.
and I feel like again they do such a good job with it. It felt like how I feel watching the videos happening in our timeline. And I cannot imagine like also being an actor on that too. It's just it's heavy all around. But
Hmm.
it's really important. And like you said, a lot of these episodes feel like a punch to the gut. And this is no
Yeah.
exception.
I do really feel like the Pit does a really great job showcasing like the best and worst of humanity all at
Mm.
once on TV. Uh which is probably why we all watch it and love it and why it's so critically acclaimed. I did just look up because that episode felt so on the nose, so recent, all of that. And they did wrap filming in January. So, I think that was very intentional. I
Yes.
didn't think that it was filmed so recently. I thought they nailed it like Simpson style, but no, I think that was very intentional.
Yeah. And I mean, it couldn't have come at a better time, but it's frightening. It's definitely frightening.
What else are you watching?
I In lighter news, I'm watching RuPaul's Drag Race still. We are moving right along. I think we're on episode 12 now that I'm like on track. We
Mhm.
are live. We are locked in. I'm so excited just to see Jane don't win. I feel like Mikey could also take it. I know they're my two faves, so I'm talking very highly. I'm speaking very highly of them because they have been
You're
turning it out
manifesting.
in my eyes, yes. But someone I don't get to talk about enough is Darlene Mitchell. I don't do you know Darlene Mitchell? Have you seen
I don't
her?
know who this person is, but I saw
Look her
your
up.
note and I am going to look them up. Oh,
Look
shit.
them up right now. Um, Darlene Mitchell is great. She does really good white trash, like trailer park drag. And I am a big fan of that because, earlier season girls, we have Alaska Thunderfuck. You have all of these girls that like I was obsessed with.
This
Yeah. Yes. Darlene Mitchell. And she
yeehaw.
always someone had a meme that Drew Drew absolutely gooped me with. It's that giant smiley face that's like just imagine that to listeners. But that's Darlene Mitchell all the time. Like always has a giant smile. Yeah. But
Wait, the best part about this is when I zoom in, you can see the reflection of my Bucky's sticker right in her earring.
majestic. The way she intended. But yeah, she is so good. In and out of drag, so hot. Every time I look at Drew, I go, Darlene is so hot. Like objectively the hottest in my eye. So flexing a lot
How
of
many queens are left?
there are I want to say six queens. Six queens.
Okay, so we're getting there.
Nene, Jane don't. That's Milo. We're just gonna listen to him. Jane don't,
Yeah.
Mikey, Juicy, Darlene. 5.
So 2 go, then we're there.
We're there. Yes, we're very close. We will be seeing Mikey and Juicy in Florida the night we fly in. So
Can't
very
wait.
excited.
Can't wait to
Very
see
excited.
you right after that.
Yeah, and then we're gonna go pick up Johnna from the airport. My mom's gonna be fucked up. Drew's gonna be driving. We're gonna have a great time.
Can't wait.
Ah,
Bring me a roadie.
yeah. Stop for you. I'm
I need a
also doing
beverage.
a New Girl rewatch over here. For those who may not know, New Girl is the sitcom I hold near and dear to my heart. I'm a big Zoe Deschanel fan. If you knew me in middle school, I had those fuck ass hard front bangs. Like they were real
An
crispy,
era.
a lot of tweet. And yeah, very manic pixie dream girl. I just love a sitcom like this, and especially with New Girl, it gives me that like 2008 worked in the administration, living his dream, Margo, like Ian. So like it feels very hopeful and very like of the times. So that was on Drew's suggestion. He was like, "Do we want to rewatch New Girl?" And I was like, "Yeah, actually." So
Please.
yeah, that's what I'm in right now.
All right.
What do you watch?
I am continuing my Righteous Gemstones rewatch, which is simply lovely. Wife of the pod, Kate, is also watching Righteous Gemstones, so we're kind of like in a follow along situation. I just got to the part where it's BJ's baptism and he has his come apart in his velvet onesie. So
In the onesie.
I forgot how perfect this show is. I am not
Mm.
a lover of sitcoms. It is not my thing. If I hear a show with a laugh track, it makes me like crawl out of my skin. Big Bang Theory is being rewatched by not me in my household, and I have clocked tons of hours sitting in my bedroom because I can't even listen to the laugh track. It wigs me out. It is such a hard line. That is my top 5 worst fears. We've covered boba or sucking something solid through a straw. Laugh tracks. Jot that down. So, yes, I'm in my room watching Righteous Gemstones, laughing hysterically. That is so my kind of humor. I've never watched another Danny McBride show, but it is my understanding that he hired a team of people he loves and trusts and like really executed this. And I have nothing but good things to say about it because I feel like a lot of it's like really ad-lib too. Like he's like, here's where we're going, get us there. Because he's worked with all these people before. Every time Baby Billy is on screen, I'm personally dying. I got an all caps text from Kate today that just said, "Not the toilet, baby."
Wait, they are very far.
Rippin'.
Oh my gosh, I have to text them.
I cannot wait for them to see
Tears. I remember crying.
tears. I cried. I watched it live and cried. Yes, agreed.
Cried.
Yeah. The other thing I'm watching is 90 Day Fiance, and I don't really want to get into it because a lot of this stuff is really out of context. There are 2 seasons on right now, 90 Day Fiance The Single Life and 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, which is couples interacting with people typically abroad before they get married or get engaged. And I gotta tell you, it's just a crazy season for wigs. And why these bitches are going to these places. Like, I'm watching a woman literally walk around like camping in a tent in the Sahara Desert in high heels with a full wig on down to her waist. Like, and then there's this other girl in Africa, this woman in Africa, and she has short. Let me just give you like a quick synopsis of this woman. She's been married 5 times to 2 men. The first 2 rounds were 2 men and then 3 women. She is currently still married to a woman, has not been with a man in 21 years, met this guy online. She thinks he's a scammer, which is crazy. He gets her off the airplane, proposes to her in the airport. She says yes. He does not know that she is still married and married to a woman, which is huge religious faux pas over there. Crazy.
Okay.
So they go to see a king, and the king approves the blessing, and she like slips and mentions she's been with a woman before to the man, and he's like, "Oh, absolutely not." So then she's like, "I'm married to a woman." Just absolutely crazy. But she has shorter hair and he likes long hair, so she's committed to wearing a wig, but she's just a white lady in a wig. So she's getting like sores from it, and it's just a crazy season for wigs. And the other girl, the Sahara Desert girl, has a terrible hairline. I'm sorry, someone has to tell her. But on my like For You page is her Instagram, and it's like, my journey with wigs. It's like, You just have hair under there? She just started wearing wigs for fun. She wore extensions and was like, fuck it, I'll just wear a wig.
What? Where do they find these people?
The girl in Africa is from fucking King of Prussia, Pennsylvania.
Clocks.
Of course she is.
Clocks.
I cannot get enough of the show. It is constant entertainment. And the best part is, even though Gabe acts like he doesn't know or like these people, something happens and he's like, hold on, I thought she was doing this. And I'm like, so you're paying attention.
So you know.
So you know.
But like, that's the beauty of shows like that. These people are so far from the realm of thinking that you follow that it is so bizarre. That's how I feel about Salt Lake City. These women are just aliens to me. I mean that like non-derogatory. Like, you are just completely different from my experience of life.
I could never relate.
And you're on TLC and you're on Bravo. Like, it's like people watching. It's exactly what it's same feeling.
Yeah, very much so. I kind of just watch it like listen to it like a podcast. Like, I'll glance up. And some people, there's lots of times where there's not like a conversation in English, so you have to kind of lock into the subtitles. But other than that, you can just listen to it. You don't really need to see it.
Exactly. I mean,
unless you want to see the wigs.
No. I'm tired of seeing RuPaul's hard front. It's enough for me.
Oh, Diva down. What are you obsessed with? I see your OneNote.
My OneNote. I have nothing I'm obsessed with because it's that, again, that part of spring. Look at it, I'm playing in here. It's that part of spring where everything
feels.
A
little rubber band.
I'm always twiddling my fingers. Now I got a little net. Crazy watch. Sorry, everyone that's listening. Yeah, I just really want to be poolside. I want to be under the sun's light. And I'm really craving that in Florida. I mean, Florida really fuels us in a particular way as Disney people, as sun people.
Up, Florida. Yeah.
As people who live in the dark north, it is something we need at this point. So I still get that feeling, not as much as I did when living where we live. And
yeah,
I'm grateful, but also everyone's like, wait till the pollen comes out. You're going to be miserable. I'm like, yeah, I will be. I've been miserable my whole life. I'm 28. I've had fucking allergies my whole life. Bring it on. More sunshine? Fine.
Gabe had the windows open very briefly today. And because my household has been sick for 5 months straight, we got air filters. But full on, like, doctor recommended them air filters.
Oh, the HEPA ones.
We opened up the windows, and I was feeling like a little sniffly, sneezy today. We opened up the windows, and immediately, like, the things turn red. It is like pollen alert. I'm like,
no,
let me live. I don't usually get allergies, but I sneezed a couple too many times today.
Yeah, they've changed. As I've aged, they changed. I don't know. It's fucking crazy. But I'm very excited to get a cocktail in that place in Winter Park. Excited to go to all the bookstores, the record store.
It also occurred to me that after we trinket, we could go to the pool. Like, we can go to dinner that night.
Yeah, mama.
I didn't realize a full day. I just realized books and babes and stickers and cocktails and cookies and
I know. Girl time. Very excited.
I cannot effing wait. I'm so excited.
So that's what I'm obsessed with, the thought of not being here.
I share that obsession for my list. The next thing on my list is that I finished the puzzle you got me. I actually finished it a week ago now. But
yeah, you did.
I loved the puzzle. I finished the puzzle. I did the magic. I love her. I want more, is my note specifically. These puzzles are Magic Puzzle Company puzzles. This is the Ancient Artifacts one. And it shifts around. All of them shift around. And then you build out a secret scene in the middle. I have ordered another one. I ordered it secondhand. So everyone pray for me. It was like $14 shipped.
Oh yeah,
so
they're pricey puzzles. They're
Yeah,
pricey.
they're $25 a pop. Apparently they go on sale on TikTok Shop sometimes, half off.
Didn't know.
So my eyes are peeled. I have a list of puzzles I would love to do. So I have ordered the Mystic Maze.
Mm-hmm.
There's one called the Secret Soup I'm very interested in.
Secret soup. I forget what ours is called. Something magical and mystical.
Something
You looked at
burrows,
it.
right?
Yeah, because it's got all the little moles and mushrooms, and
There's
they're
rats
so
in
cute.
tunnels.
There's
When
rats.
Aaliyah finishes hers, we're gonna switch.
Yeah, we got to get some weekend time in there. You're like, when do I see you next?
Please.
Yeah, we'll send it to you. We have literally like 20% of it left. We got to clock
Lock
some
it and
hours.
do it, and we can switch in Florida.
Okay, that'll be our goal. Add it to the list of things. Hell yeah.
The last thing on my list is the existence of Robby and Whitaker Yaoi is setting me over the edge. I can't really handle this. I do not see the chemistry between them, but the shit I see on the internet
So
is like
good.
stuff. It's graphic. I cannot look away. It is so
Nasty.
that one I sent you, I was like, because these people are
Graphic.
so emotionally battered too. I'm like, oh my god, this would heal them.
Wait, it actually makes so much sense. The art coming out of this is just obscene sometimes. I'm like,
I don't
what
dare get
are
on
you
AO3.
We must one day. We're going to run out of
I
shit
can't handle
because the way
that.
we read.
I'm just a girl.
Okay, so we're deciding to do like our top 3-4 picks of the month. I think we both have 3, just because we volume read, and I feel like there's just sometimes I don't have something to say. Sometimes a book is too like cerebral, or I'm like, I just like it. I don't really want to talk about it too much. So this is a
Good book.
good book. Could recommend. So ones that I'm really wanting to talk about are the first one is The Book Club for Troublesome Women by Marie Bostwick. This was that historical fiction with the 4 suburban housewives in Virginia in the 60s who start a book club to discuss the feminine mystique. And they kind of you watch them go through personal challenges, and they're navigating this changing world. It's over a couple of years. I love a historical fiction that plops me in a place that I'm familiar enough with. Like, I fucks with the 60 housewife realness moment. Like, I really do. Those stories feel so relevant even now. I'm like, oh, it's just now called Dreadwife. And so it's interesting to see the link between
people
the
are
two.
choosing it now for some reason.
And they're putting like, what are they putting on their faces? I saw it in Marshall's and I was like, beef tallow. I was like, why is there beef tallow here? Crazy. Nonetheless, I have a few takeaways. A few takeaways. The humor in this really got me. It was much funnier than I expected, but it really came from these well fleshed out characters. Clock that. I really like, in particular, Charlotte's storyline. So she's one of the women. She's really eccentric and she's very artsy. And I love a mysterious bitch in a novel who has like a traumatic backstory. And that was her. But she is like the catalyst in the book also. And she kind of drives all these women into a new space. They find themselves, they do things that they might not have usually done. They start looking at things differently. And she's obviously the catalyst for the book club. You've read this too, right? I'm talking to you like you have. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
I knew
got
you
in
did.
here.
So yes, it feels really good to like get into a book like this and have like lovable women and like sisterhood vibes. That's always my thing. I really enjoy the names in this book. I think we need to bring back like really cute names from the 60s, like Bitsy, like Viv, like, you know, those women, you trust those women. And I want to have a girlfriend who's Bitsy.
Yeah.
My girl Bitsy.
My best Judy. I know someone that just named their daughter Poppy Jean.
Yes, this is what I'm talking about. Those are girls.
Short, sweet. It's yes. Poppy Jean is a girl's girl.
Yeah.
I want to know a Bitsy now too.
Same. I really get sad sometimes reading shit like this because it just reminds me how women have been in the trenches for fucking ever. And everyone's story here is like laced with like trauma and tragedy and like being your own savior. Like everyone in this like figures it out for themselves. And I just
Mhm.
kind of I need like I need more stories with women having a soft life, and rightfully so. You don't have to do anything to deserve this soft life. Like I don't want them to have to go through a struggle to get it. And I feel like that's all I've been
Right.
reading lately in every genre. Romance, this, that, like for the trans rights readathon. I feel like everything is very like everyone's got to go through something traumatic, and I understand that's what makes a story often. And
But you want
I feel like
something
we can write
cozy.
cozy but not mindless. So I'll be going on the hunt for that in my TBR. I have like a loose TBR from stuff I've seen in all of the bookstores we've been going into. So
Mhm.
I I got to go on a hunt for that. But I've been
Okay.
fed. I've been fed with the trans rights readathon. There's a lot of good feelings that are coming from that, so we'll take it.
Mhm.
And Max agrees.
Yeah. I feel like we've both done a ton of reading this week too, so
Yeah. The past 2 weeks I've been like, phew,
catch
but
the divas locked in.
we're really working. What's one of your reads?
I am gonna dive right in. So this was actually the book club pick for this month,
Ooh,
and
okay.
I locked in read it in one day. It was The 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston.
Mhm.
I, for whatever reason, was kind of like dragging my feet on this pick. I think it's because I've heard about the book existing for so long and just didn't read it. But I've
Mhm.
read another book by her that I loved. She wrote a novel love story, which,
Yes.
did you read that?
It's behind me or it's on
You
my
own it,
nightstand. Yes,
but I
I
feel
need
like
to
you
like
haven't
pick
read
it
it
up.
yet. It is, if fang fiction was based
Mhm.
on romance.
Romance,
So
yeah.
someone falls into their town from their romance series they read.
Mhm.
It's so sweet. This book, this book was everything. I laughed. I cried. I had a come apart over this book. I loved it so much. I gave it 5 stars. It looks like everyone in book club
Mm.
loved it. So, this is about a woman named Clementine who works for a book publisher. She has her dream job,
Mhm.
and she just works herself to the bone and then goes on vacation once a year with her aunt. That's like her hustle. Her aunt lives in New York City. She spends summers in her apartment, kind of always has situation. Her aunt passes away and she inherits her aunt's apartment, and she's really dealing with grief. This is not a soft life book. But she's dealing with the grief of her aunt passing away and
Mhm.
trying to like get rid of her aunt's things to make the apartment her own. And it always kind of sticks in the back of her head a few things where her aunt always said, "There's only 2 rules in my apartment: take your shoes off at the door and never fall in love in the apartment." Her aunt always said the apartment's magical. It like kind of cold opens in the first couple chapters to Clementine waking up. There's a man in there, and she's like, "What the fuck is happening? Who are you? Get the fuck out of
Yes.
here." And she's talking to him. We find out really quickly, so this isn't a spoiler, uh that he is from 7 years in the past. He has a note from her aunt that was passed away saying that he could live in the apartment for the summer, saying that Clementine might stop in. And she gets up out of the room and realizes that all of her aunt's stuff is still in the apartment. So it's magical, realistic fiction. It is the sweetest story, how everything
Oh,
weaves together across the couple of timelines. The magic really adds so much to this story. I
it reminds me of a book I loved last year, and I
What was
need to
it?
get into it. The Husbands. Have you read that? Where the husbands start appearing out of
Coming
it's
Out the
by
Attic?
Coming Out of the Attic. Mhm.
Yes. Yes,
By
I did read
Holly
that.
Gramazino.
This
Same
has
energy.
a way better feeling than that.
Yeah, it's very like it leaves you like thinking a little bit. The Husbands is
Yeah,
very
this is
like I said,
just,
cerebral.
yeah, it's second chance romance. It deals with grief
Oh,
and self-discovery, all the feels. I do feel like everyone's read this book but me. So
I haven't.
I'm sure some people will be listening to this like, okay, bitch, we get it. But
Yeah, we've read it.
I loved this book. And even though it is not a soft life book, it is super cozy. These two people's lives weave together in ways like you can't really anticipate.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so sweet. It was so good. I cannot wait. No one at book club gave it under a 4. I think there's a 4, a 4.5, and everyone else gave it a 5. So everyone loved it. And I cannot wait
Good.
to get to the club.
Get to the
And
club.
this is another one where the guy, he's a chef. So he always talks about what his perfect meal is because he cooked with his grandpa, and like his perfect meal is a bunch of things because it's about the emotion behind it and who you're sharing it with, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it is just so sweet. That's the theme for this month, is your perfect meal. So I'm really excited for
Cute.
book club. I'm really excited about this book. I started it Wednesday. No, started it Tuesday, finished it Wednesday morning, and walked into work like a puddle. Because I was just like,
Oh my God.
so good. It was so good. Jam that on your TBR.
Oh, I just put a hold on it. I'll get it in 3 weeks. Don't you worry. I would
I had
bring
to
chicken
Spotify
cutlets. Oh, okay. I would
it.
bring chicken cutlets and Caesar salad. That would be my perfect meal.
What's up next for you?
I have another banger. People. We might need to come up with something, but this might be one of my top 3 of the year, I would say. It's still early, so I don't want to say it's the number one,
It's
but
March.
yeah, mama, I have a lot of reading to do. So, anyways, I finished A Shot in the Dark by Victoria Lee for the Trans Rights Readathon, part of the Lit and Loud TBR that was created. I just thought it was recommended over and over and over again. It was published in, I think it said 2018, if I'm not mistaken. And it just feels like a story that I haven't heard. And there's just something about watching people you love experience something in a book that doesn't get to usually happen. So, just a little bit background on the story. Ellie Cohen returns to Brooklyn carrying the pain of being shunned by her Orthodox community, but has a chance to study photography under the elusive Wyatt Cole to get a fresh start. After a spontaneous night with a stranger at a queer club, she's stunned to discover he's actually Wyatt, her new professor. Their connection deepens over shared struggles with identity, sobriety, and they must navigate intense forbidden attraction. Which the setup
Smoking.
so good already, but like not in a creepy way. Not the professor teacher, like the dynamic from the jump is that Wyatt is very like, whoa, this happened. Okay. Like trying to navigate it the best they can. And it ends up being like to a fault almost. It was just a well-rounded read. You have these characters that go through this incredible development, like crazy arc in such a short time. It was a very hard start, very hard, like right into it. You're like thrown into this. And I love that. Some people don't. Some people that's like a turn off for some people in books, but it was great. It was smutty from the beginning, and that wasn't like the main thing. I was like very duped though, because there was some point like halfway through the book and I was like, is there gonna be more? It's a romance. But
Will
like
y'all fuck?
it was intentional.
Yeah.
It has it is just dripping with yearning on both ends. Like it is just disgusting the amount of yearning in this book. And you know how I feel. So it was everything in that respect. While I love it, I would not call it a romance. I don't really know how to place it. It is a romantic dynamic here, but like there's limited relationship growth. You watch them go through kind of this like, and while a lot of the themes in here take precedent, like sobriety and family issues and abandonment and a religion, like all of these really heavy topics, like are on the forefront of this, the romance is like such a back seat, but also so important to pushing the plot. So it was very confusing for me. But nonetheless, I think like the actual book itself is so thought out and obviously that was the point. It wasn't what I wanted in the moment, but it was such a good book. And there's a film photography aspect in this. And another fact about me
That
is
hit
that
for
I
you.
deeply in love with film photography. I've been since I was a kid. I'm a film photographer on the side in some capacity nowadays. Actually booked 2 shoots, which is strange. Get to go to a mansion this weekend, which is fun. It's like not really a spoiler, but he gifts her a Leica 35 millimeter rangefinder, which is one of those cameras that's like 8 grand, like is super rare, cannot find.
Oh,
Like,
casual.
yes, like consider my legs spread. If that happened to me, I'm like, what do you want? Like it is one of those type of cameras to film lovers, and it's just really cool. This was a good story. It was sweet. It was heartbreaking. Like my heart was breaking at points in this book for specifically Ellie. Ellie goes through like a lot, and then we get this like we're thrown into like crazy dynamic. Wyatt's dad, spoiler, Wyatt's dad passes away in it, which is like one part of it, but like they go to see his family, they reconnect. It's like so there's a lot that happens in it, and I really do think a story like this can be made really well, and this is a great example of it. I think if it might have felt overdone maybe by a different author, but
Mm-hmm.
Victoria Lee ate this up. They absolutely did.
I
So,
love that.
okay.
Right book at the right time.
Yeah, mama. What you got? What's next?
I've talked about this a couple times, but when I really like sat down and went to go pick a top 3, she still hit is Don't Want You Like a Best Friend by Emma R. Alban. This
Mm-hmm.
is a historical LGBT plus romance about 2 young women in Victorian England, Beth and Gwen, and kind of the setup is neither of them really want to marry, and they kind of figure out that they're widowed parents. One of them's mom, one of them's dad had
Mm-hmm.
like a fling in the past, so through trying to get their parents to fall in love with each other, they fall in love themselves. I know I've touched on this before, but I think that this book is really sweet. If
Mm-hmm.
you are having Bridgerton withdrawals, hit this.
Oh my gosh.
Next season coming up. This should be a
Woo!
news and it's not. But we have confirmation we are getting a lesbian Bridgerton scene next year, which is so deeply important to me after they made Benedict be with a woman because he was our gay
Yes.
in. And this will be the 3rd season because those last 2 seasons ended with Francesca and her, spoiler alert, now late husband's cousin staring each other in the eyes like, ooh. So I am absolutely
Mm.
in. But if you want a prequel to that, go ahead and read this book. It is funny. Like the setups that they have for their parents are very funny, but it's also very real. It's sad at times because these are 2 people that can't be together because of what people may think and the repercussions of them being together and all those things.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, women have been oppressed forever.
Hey.
uh but yes, they are oppressed by the times. Neither of them really want to get married, but it's a fun read. It's a good read. The resolve's good. I I think that she has other books. I don't know if they're in this series or a similar genre, but I feel like more story could be told on them, so I do want to dig into that because I think it'd be very worthwhile.
Nice. I, especially with the next season of Bridgerton coming up, yes, I'm going to be in there. I have another, like, seems to be Regency era book for the Trans Rights Readathon that I'm reading. Or that
Mhm.
it's on my TBR that will get finished sometime in the next couple of days. And I'm super excited to get back in there because I miss those vibes. But yeah,
Yeah.
that is, I have a hold on
But
that.
this
I'm
is
ready.
this is like full on Bridgerton. Like they are
Yes.
debuting, they are doing the dances, they have the
Mm-hmm.
cards, they have the suitors, they have
Mm-hmm.
the dowry.
The
They have
dowry.
all these things. It just much like you when you were like, "Oh, I love historical fiction because like the 60s is right there and they're like building off this thing I like know enough about." I
Mm-hmm.
can picture this taking place. There's like specific things they do where I just picture it taking place in Bridgerton, which feels
Yes.
warm and cozy to me.
A good one. I know that one really got you. When you were in the bookstore, you're like, this is it.
a second one. What's
Yeah.
up next for you?
My third pick is a book that I finished right before we started recording earlier today. It got me because I started it on my drive back, which was like 3 hours, and just 3 hours starting into a book is just such a great place to be when you have a chunk of time to get into her.
Especially because you're not on 1X, so you're like 5 hours in.
Oh, mama, in there. I was like, this is moving. The story is going.
Yeah. Whoa.
So Really Cute People by Marcus Harwood Jones. In this, Charlie D jumps at a last minute work trip to escape burnout, only to find their private rental has already been occupied by a chaotic but unexpectedly warm family. When a snowstorm traps them together, Charlie becomes drawn to Hayden and Buffy, and the feeling might be mutual. As real life calls them back to the city, Charlie has to decide what home and love actually look like. If I could eat my mic right now. So this is obviously
I bit mine earlier and I don't recommend it.
Drew like walked over earlier and like grabbed it. Like they went boop. I was like, I've been wanting to do that. I was like, you're not gonna hurt it.
She's swift.
A little ASMR. Yeah, no, this has been sitting on my mind all day. I mean, it's so good. It was such a delightful read. It was really like warm and fuzzy. Charlie has big nonprofit burnout, which I resonate with, and I remember that feeling. It starts with Charlie actually leaving a really toxic communal queer dynamic in this apartment. And it is like it's like watching something you've heard a million times. If you're part of the community, if you're part of the community, it's very.
Our community.
Oh, that's an inside one. Yeah, it feels like something I've heard from a friend, and it's very like, I can't do the dishes because I'm neurodivergent. Like something tragic happens. But yes, it's a hard start into this book with like, these people suck and like they can't tell. But Charlie gets, again, forced proximity. Eat it up every time. Forced proximity.
Save.
And
hash it out.
But like there was a child involved with this. So at first I was like, yikes, like a little one. I was like, this is too much energy. But they really love this child. They're thrown into this like amazing community that doesn't exist anywhere. The Buffy, one of the counterparts in this book has a brother who is a drag queen and also the town pastor, and like showed up on their doorstep in the middle of a snowstorm with like vegetables and greens, and it's like, I'm gonna bring all of the rest of this stuff to the church so we can go pass it out door to door. And they like just incredible shit that like you wish you lived in. Buffy's husband is a hot trans dad alert. I was like, hey, don't do this to me in particular. I am just deeply obsessed with Hayden and like his whole gig. They're just everything. You get really good poly representation in a book like this that's like cozy romance, got a little bit of spice, and it's really cute. I don't know. The spicy scenes were hot, but like really cute. And I loved it. It's found family to a T, but in a unexpected way, I think, maybe for some folks. But it is one of those romances that, again, I think everyone should read.
Get in here.
You need to.
I have 1,000 books I want to read right now.
One thing that got me though is this is based in Canada, and Charlie was not prepared. Like, didn't bring proper clothing. Didn't bring
Where
like
in Canada?
Montreal.
Oh,
Shane Hollander. Come on, guys. Like, yeah, they did not prepare.
Shane Hollander.
They did not prepare like Shane Hollander would in his reasonable vehicle.
Is it because he's a city boy?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, but
that's going on my TBR.
Get in there. It's got a lot of elements. I texted our friend and I was like, I texted Kate, a pillar of this podcast. I texted Kate and I was like, wife of the pod, Kate. And I was like, you need to get in this. You're going to love this. There's a bird. There's a cat. There's a rat.
There's a bird.
The bird is...
Sucker.
Yeah. So What's your pick? Your last pick for me?
My last pick is a memoir. This was actually a recommendation from Molly Reagan.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So this book is called I Shouldn't Be Telling You This, But I'm Going to Anyway by Chelsea Devantez. I had no idea who this woman was before I read this memoir, but if you
Mm-hmm.
know anything about me, your girl loves a memoir, so I don't
Yes,
need
she
to know who this
does.
woman is. I do not care. I want to hear about her life that I will never live.
Mm-hmm.
The memoir is held together by a series of essays, and they're kind of told in a non-linear way, which makes it fun. Like all these stories kind of weave together, and
Mm-hmm.
each essay is a chapter and it's a different theme, but it's not like I was born and then I did this and then I did that. It's like my mom had this abusive husband when I was at college, and I kind of really
Mm.
liked that because they referenced each other well enough that you weren't like, where am I? What am I? Like the timeline didn't really matter because the puzzle pieces were fitting together. She is a comedian and a writer. She worked for Jon Stewart. I could not come up with his name. She worked for Jon Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
She like was in the trenches, went to NYU and comedy school. The whole thing is a woman. It talks about her as a woman trying to navigate that landscape and what she was trying to do. She had an abusive father. Her mom was that bitch getting with all the wrong guys, really trying to pull it together for her, but
Mm-hmm.
it was just really tough. There are a lot of heavy themes in here. There is a big domestic violence overarching in this. The first and the last chapter, she talks about it as much as she can. The reason her name is Chelsea Devantez is because she picked her last name and changed it to try to escape from her abuser.
Mm.
And she can't legally talk about any of it. So not the whole, a significant portion of the first and last chapters are redacted,
Oh.
which is kind of absolutely obnoxious in an audiobook setting. She'll be like, because redacted, and then I got away. Redacted. And it's like, okay, let's wrap
Yeah.
this up. But she explains why she left it in the story because she's like, this shaped my entire life and the way
Mm-hmm.
I think in the way, and she has complex PTSD and that's why, and she overcomes that and things like that. So I just thought it was really good. And I actually brought a quote from this because she talks a
Mm-hmm.
lot about her mom. And I don't think there's a daughter out there that does not have a complicated relationship with her mother. And the
Mm-hmm.
quote is, like many daughters, my personality was created in opposition to my mom's. My mom was whimsical and adventurous, always down to go with the flow, and I am a stubborn overachiever who gets caught up in the details. And of course, her personality was formed in opposition to her mom, and goes the electric slide of generational trauma.
Wow.
Like,
Electric slide of generational trauma.
the book is funny, but also she says things like that in a funny way that you're like, it's exactly how my personality developed. Thank you.
Tea.
This was just
Uh.
it's a fun read. It's a quick read. There's all
Mm-hmm.
sorts of little tidbits of celebrity in there too that you're like, "Oh, okay." Like her life is not like any life I will ever live, but it's really fun. She's very funny.
Mm.
Hard wreck on that. I like that. I kind of
Nice.
dragged my feet. I renewed it probably 3 times before actually reading it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I read it in like a day. I was like, "This is
Yeah.
incredible." What, I was wrong.
Why did I wait so long? No, it's also like
Literally.
when the spirit moves you kind of thing. I feel like with some of those books that might be heavier, but like you said, I'm just in it for the memoir.
Oh,
Um
girl, I didn't know what this was about. Never
yeah.
do.
Fair enough.
What's your TBR for the upcoming month?
So I am surprised we record this before the end of the month because that's how time works. Um, so I have a few trans rights readathon books to get through from the Lit and Loud Rec. I don't know if it's recommendations, but our TBR. That's separate from this. I think once I get through that, get through the 3 or 4 books that I have left, I'm gonna jump in here. I saw Evil Genius by Claire Ochetsky. I hope I'm saying that right. Oshetsky, maybe that's closer. Nonetheless, this looked really good. I saw it at Barnes Noble. I'm gonna hop in there. The prequel to How We End by L.M. Juniper, How We Begin, is also on my TBR. I loved this. This is also a trans rights readathon book, and it was dystopian zombies. It was really good. It is set in kind of a similar apocalyptic world to Last of Us. So if you're into those like freak ass cordyceps zombies, this is right up your alley. It feels like this will give us a little bit of a background on what happens before. A romance I have on my radar is Real by Kennedy Ryan. I am a big Kennedy Ryan lover. I saw this in the bookstore, screamed because the front of it is completely foiled. Her artwork is always incredible.
She scrumped.
Yeah, I probably will be getting this as a trophy because
Did we see this in the bookstore?
It's the one that's super orange.
Girl, right?
Yep, and she's like on the cover doing a
with
little
the
side.
Babe.
Yeah. There's always babes on her covers. I love Kennedy Ryan's writing. She writes Black women in such a lovely way, and I am very excited to read that. And then I have yet to get into And Now Back to You by BK Borson. So I will be reading that because it came out recently within the last month, I believe. And I love me some BK Borson. So
yeah.
What do you got?
I have probably more than this, but this is what's on my radar right now. Libby plays God in my life, and what they give me, I receive.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I see something crazy, I bump it up the queue. So right now on my TBR, and I did actually reference last month, and I did read all 3 books that I had on there. So I was like, look at me go.
Look at you go, Mom.
The first book is Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. I have read, yes, I've read None of This Is True and one other by her. Did not like that other book as much as I liked None of This Is True. So I haven't read a thriller in a minute in this way. So I will give this one a chance. The next one is I'm That Girl by Jordan Chiles, the Olympian. It is a memoir. I'm actually halfway through it. I started it this morning after I typed this note. So I will certainly be reading that. The next one, which is one of our trans rights readathon recommendations, is The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. I thought about it too hard and now I have to read it again. I just want to be back in there, you know?
Yes.
I want to feel it again. I just want to be a part of it again. So I'm gonna do that little reread. I think pursuing rereads is a really great way to honor myself because there's so many books that I love, but I'm like, and what happened? So why don't I get back in as we wait for our omnibus of losers?
It's almost April.
I know. You know it's gonna arrive while we're in Florida, right?
Don't fucking say that. Don't fucking say that.
Sorry. Debbie Downer over here. If it does arrive before we go to Florida, which I don't really have high hopes for, we'll have to bring them and take pictures together with them.
Yeah.
And the last book on my TBR is 0 Stars Do Not Recommend by MJ Wasmer.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of these books are about except for The Pairing because I read it before. So I can't wait to find out. Please remember that last month on this list was You Weren't Meant to Be Human, and I was in for the ride of a lifetime. So I have no idea where these books are about to take me. I cannot wait to report back.
But like, I have to say, you writing that, like, you ride such high highs when the expectation is, I don't know what this is about, and it ends up being so good. Is the payoff worth it for ones that are so bad they fucking rock your shit?
I don't often read a so bad book.
I don't feel like you do, but ones that are like, I wasted my time. Say that. It doesn't bother you. This is who you are.
I can't. The only book I can think of that I wasted my time on was the book club pick last month, A Dark and Drowning Tide, and I DNF'd it.
Period.
I'm in my DNF era. There have been multiple books this year that I've listened to or, got into for like a half hour and thought I'm not connecting with this in any way and moved on. So
Good. Good on you.
only when I connect. I'm not hate reading anything. Where are you in your reading goal?
So at the last week of the week before, I don't know. On this Thursday before the end of the month, I am
It's March 26th.
There we go. Thank you. I did not know what it's in the corner of my computer too.
Same.
I am 24 books out of 75 into my reading goal. It's been a great month. I've read 10 books this month, probably going to get closer to 13. Yeah. Rock on. This is where I'm usually at. April is another big month for me, so I'm riding this. No slumps
Hell yeah.
here. What about you?
No slump. First of all, with the no slump thing, I feel like it's really easy to avoid a slump when you're reading books you actually like.
Hey.
Hey.
Crazy thought.
I know that when we put out our first episode, we were like, we're going to read less and we're going to read more intentionally. Catch me on book 31 out of 75. On track to read 120 something books this year out of my 75 that I suggested for myself.
Amazing.
I don't know. I've just been in it. I've really liked what I've been reading. I've had time to listen. We have a couple books coming up that I'm going to lock into my Kindle for. But again, when you like the books, it doesn't feel like a task.
Yeah, I mean, the goal just feels very, I try to think about it ahead of time to be like, oh, I'm going to read intentionally. And like, I promise you I am. All of these books that I picked for the TRR, all of these books that I picked for Black History Month, like, yes, I mean, at least for me, I'm reading descriptions and there's intentionality behind that. So I'm like cruising right along. I'm like, whatever. Like, I need to read with my heart. It's hard to reform this.
Right. Yeah. I feel like even, 2 books into the podcast, it has fundamentally changed the way I read books, the way I think about books, the way I digest books. And it's like really changed that. So I think I am hitting one of my goals, even though I'm likely going to exceed my number goal, just because I am reading more intentionally. I am reading less. I am honoring myself by DNFing books that don't resonate with me. I have not read a book this year that I was like,
good.
No, I don't really like.
Yeah, same.
Me DNFing the book club book was, pun intended, a real turn of the page for me in my reading, because I'm also, as a person, such a people pleaser in that way that I was like, well, I can't show up to book club and not have the book read. The fuck I can't. Like,
surprise.
Get me in there. So, yeah.
No, that's great.
Really nice. Since we did a little reading roundup for ourselves and a little TBR for ourselves, we are going to do a TBR for the pod. We've been talking about it for a few weeks. So, the episode you're listening to right now is going to come out Tuesday, March 31st. And then April 2nd, our first Margo drop will happen.
Yes.
We are going to cover it in 3 parts like we do every other book. We are neck deep in this. I could tell you a million times over that I love this book. I am so excited to be reading it again. I forgot how intricate it was and how it was woven together and the ins and outs of the stories. So I'm really excited about that. The other thing we're super excited about is we are releasing this in line with the Apple TV show. That the first 3 episodes of it will drop April 15th. And I looked up the cast again today, and I knew that Nick Offerman was in it, which is so exciting. But I just want to give a little cast rundown because I didn't realize how stacked it really was. So Elle Fanning plays present day to the show Margo. Michelle Pfeiffer plays her mom Cheyenne. Nicole Kidman plays future Margo, and Nick Offerman plays her dad Jinx. And that cast alone is such a crazy pull.
Yeah. So good. Great picks.
I
I love an Elle Fanning. I am a big fan of watching her on screen. Same with Michelle Pfeiffer. So this should be very interesting.
so good. I have a friend that if she reads the book, she won't watch the show. And I went, but Nick Offerman's in it. And she was like, well, I guess I have to watch it. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Also,
we're
Nicole
really
Kidman.
excited about this.
Sorry,
I didn't realize Nicole Kidman was in it. And
Okay.
I found it out today. I was like, what the fuck?
I had like a
Nicole?
Nicole. Yeah. I had a Big Little Lies moment this past summer, and watching her is such a delight. I didn't see her in television capacity. I don't think I ever have.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't think I have either.
I could not recommend that show enough. It's 2 seasons, I believe, and the third, it's been like a huge gap, and I think they are filming a third one, or it's coming out soon.
I think that I just heard that a third one's coming out.
Yeah, it's so good. It's like thick drama, and she just like plays the fuck out of that character.
Hell yeah.
And it's like heavy too. She does heavy so well, but I am so excited for this to come out. We will be at watch party. Maybe we'll stream it. Can we stream our reactions? That could be fun.
Fuck it. Oh, that'd be crazy.
Just for fun.
Yes. So excited about this. So happy to be back in this book. So excited to do a deep dive. Please read this if you haven't and come on this journey with us because we're so excited about it. This, when we were talking about doing a podcast, this was one of the first books that we were like, we have to cover Margo in line with the show coming out.
I remember reading this description to get it because it was a book club pick first. And I was like, this was made for us. Came at a great time. And
me specifically.
It was the pro wrestler dad that really gooped me. And I was like, I know a bitch that'll love that. So
yeah. There's, I think the first line of the description is the daughter of a Hooters waitress and an ex-pro wrestler, which is all I read. And I was like, that's the book I'm picking this month because you used to put them all up there so we could decide on the screen. And I'd have to like, just be like, not reading shit. I saw pro wrestler up there. I was like, say no more.
Perfect. Yeah, that was a fun one. I remember that being a well-liked book all around. I don't think we had anything below a 4. So, yeah,
I think that was our highest rated book of all time before you moved.
Yeah. So, yeah, very excited about that. We don't have a book lined up for after Margo, so we are all recruiting you to help us decide. We have gotten a couple recommendations. We really do. I think we gravitate towards things, and I have loved every story. While they have been different, they have also been similar, and I think being thrown into something different might help us find something we might not usually pick. So yeah, if you have any recommendations, you could pop them in the comments on Spotify, on whatever listening platform, as well as a post. We would love the recommendation. Yes
Tell us if there's something that's on your TBR, if there's something that you read and you loved and you just want to hear us talk about it for upwards of 5 hours, we're in. So you let us know.
We will read it. Yeah.
And if it's something that you don't feel like is something we'd usually read, even better.
I think we also are very interested in doing some mini-sodes with maybe just a central theme to get out of the 3-part series moment, just to you can get to know us a little better. You can also like suggest things that we do. We have some prompts that we already have on our radar, but also things we're watching because that's a huge part for us. Project Hail Mary is something that we have 2 different perspectives on. Johnna read it first and then watched the movie, and I am the opposite. Well, I will be reading it in the near future. That's on my TBR too. I forgot about. I have
I was
Project
just
Hail Mary.
thinking. I was like, you didn't have that on your TBR, and I'm upset.
It is. It is.
Okay, good.
Put it in here now. Yeah, Project Hail Mary is on my TBR because I was completely blind. I didn't even really read the description. I got a little bit of, I knew what it was about, but I didn't get too far into it. And I deeply loved the movie and I really want to talk about it. And we both are so passionate about it. So I think we're going to do a mini-sode on that. But yeah, I think that'd be super fun to do book related, even show related TV movies. We could definitely get a little kooky in here and maybe stray into some other realms for content. And yeah, we're like very open. We have interviews coming up. That's also on the pipeline, which is crazy. Getting to talk to authors and really deep dive into their work is exciting and nerve wracking. But we are open to the possibilities of what this podcast can be. And if you have any recommendations, you're a listener, like this is the perfect time. Day one listener, baby. You get all of the privileges to say, I was there when they were still doing 3-part series. But
Yes.
yes, give us all your recommendations for episodes that you might want to see from us.
And now it is time for book news.
We'll get that too. We're gonna have like a sound deck
Yeah.
before you even know it. Oh,
I need Steve Harrington on the 1s and 2s over here.
yeah.
The
We'll
rubber
start training.
chicken. This is
training
close
Drew. Book news, baby.
Do you want to hit that?
Listen.
The big news? Because you broke it to me, so break it to the people.
So I'm in the shower and I get a notification and I look because I'm listening in the shower. This is who I am. And I see Harley LaRue liked your post. And then at the same time, Harley LaRue reposted your story. Puke out my butt.
It's happening. Good thing you were in the shower.
Had to be cleaned up. My dreams are coming true.
Existence has been acknowledged.
Wrap it up. Like, we're good. We're good. My face was on
This is the
Harley
final
LaRue's
episode of Lit and Loud.
My big moon
kidding.
face. My big moon face on their story. I cut the cameras dead ahead. Drew was like, you made it. I was like, we did. In our hearts.
Harley. That feels like such a huge moment because, you know, to know us is to love us and to know that we love Harley LaRue.
And I texted you while the shower saying it happened.
I didn't even know she was in the shower. I like freaked out. We were laying in bed and I was like, I paused the TV. Gabe was obviously watching a reel at full blast over me watching the TV. So I said, are you ready for this? And then stared at him like this till he put his phone down. And I was like, ha!
Yes. That's the biggest news
good.
for us. Yeah, just recognition.
Yes. Yeah, we moved that all the way up to the top of the list. Obviously. Big news. Yeah. The next thing in book news is, we just touched on it, but Project Hail Mary is out. I saw the movie. I loved the movie. I love the movie. Aaliyah loved the movie.
I cried. I cried every moment of this book.
That's so important.
Or this movie.
That is, the story is so much better built out in the book. I cannot wait for you to like dive into these characters because it's told from Ryland's perspective. So you get his thoughts and his thinking and so much more to it. It's so great. It currently, as of right now, so it's been out for a week tomorrow, has a 95% critic and a 96% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, which is massive.
Good.
It should.
Ryan Gosling, he ate this up.
Hot guy alert.
Hot guy alert. He was so hot in this, in that disheveled teacher way, like so wooga, big energy. Yeah, there we go.
That hurt.
too pointy. I am so impressed by him. I know he's an incredible actor. I do like a lot of films he is in, and he ate this up in such a spectacular way. I don't know Ryland
So
Grace as
good.
the character in the book, but I get a great picture of him. A lot of things that I've seen is that he wasn't imagined to be this hot, which happens a lot
No.
in movie, television adaptations of books from books. So it's fine. I love that he's this hot for me specifically.
Same. This is like peak Ryan Gosling. I haven't seen like La La Land. I haven't seen a
Oh,
lot of his range.
mm-hmm.
You know, that's like hardly my scene. The range of playing Rylan from playing Ken, I'm just
Ken.
Ken, is so crazy. I saw a video of him standing in, he like went into the movie theater and surprised a bunch of people. And he was saying how he got the manuscript of this book 6 years ago and optioned it then before the book was released. So he's been working on this project for 6 years.
Okay,
This has
so
been his passion project for 6 years to put this
you can
together like this.
tell. Yes,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
He put
Because
his
he's
whole
so
ass into it.
he is Ryland Grace. Like you can tell he did
Yeah.
that character study so hard. That makes sense because it is so well
Mhm.
executed. His mannerisms, the way he carries himself, like that is not Ryan Gosling. That is
Right.
Ryland Grace. Like,
And
and
like
then sorry.
everything I see about this, from the producers to anyone involved in it, this was their passion project. The man
Absolutely.
who puppeted Rocky, he's like, this is the greatest role I'll ever play because they let me do so much with this. This was so great. I had a team of puppeteers. I was saying the lines. I was doing this. I was doing that. I love just the detail they put into this. I saw the director today being like, we wanted to do this, and this scene from the book. And we weren't able to because of time and budget and like execution. And to
Mhm.
hear, like, not to compare this to something so ridiculous, but it's like hearing Jacob Tierney talk about Heated Rivalry, another
Yes.
incredible adaptation, because the
Yes.
people working on it fucking care about it. And it
Yes. More of
shows.
this. More of this. Yeah. Absolutely. You could tell it is so well done. I cannot wait to read this and then get the perspective of the book. I kept leaning over to Drew going, did this happen in the book? And they were like, yes, but not like this. But they thoroughly enjoyed it too. And
Mhm.
I have not stopped thinking about Rocky. Like his Rocky's storyline fucking kill
Grace
me.
Rocky
Because
save stars.
crying. Oh, I can't. We can't talk till we have to wait until
I
we actually
know.
talk about this. But oh
I
my
know.
gosh, like it's one of those like I love a little creature, and I love a creature who
Love a
I
little
thought
guy.
was just a side character. No, the bread and butter,
The
Ryland and
heart and
Rocky.
soul.
Literally,
Those boys.
I have to go see it again. Sat next to like a frat boy who was really into, I don't know if you're tapped into like the new Scream, but it's Scream. And so he like that trailer came on. It's very dripped in like current pop culture and life,
Mhm.
and like he has they said someone's pronouns, they them, and he had a fucking cow next to me, and I was like, get me away from this man. Yeah, it was like, so me bawling, sobbing, like
Good. Freak him out. Make him
I
move.
I made him so uncomfortable. Drew was so sweet,
Good.
was like holding me the whole time. Like I was boo hooing.
I was very curious. Again, we'll talk about this later, but I was just very curious to see if that relationship between Grace and Rocky was so apparent to someone that hadn't read the books. Because the second Rocky, I took my makeup off before I went because I knew I was going to cry. The second Rocky came on screen, I started crying. I was just a mess.
After the jump
And
scare.
I was like, just waiting. I was like, I wonder how this translated, because Rocky has all these lines too that I know and love from the book that I didn't felt like really shined in the movie. So I can't wait for you to get into
Oh,
that book.
the
I'm
dialogue
so
was so
excited.
lovable once they navigate that. Like when he
Cuz he's
comes
just a
on the
kooky little
ship,
guy.
he's just a little guy. You get off that scene, that deeply cinematic, like Pavlova line when they switch the view and he's like, I'm having a moment. And like that feeling is what I felt when I watched Arrival and Interstellar. It's like you watching the dimensions in Interstellar. It's like watching her communicate with these aliens in Arrival. Oh, that big science, that big, like, oh my gosh feeling. And then you get tragedy strikes and it's like, I could have screamed in
I know.
Everyone was being far too quiet and not emotional like me.
Oh my God. Gabe was just cackling because I was like sobbing for so long.
I cannot believe I kind of wish I read it because I feel like I've been left out of the conversation. It's just been annoying because it's an Audible exclusive. A book like that I'm definitely going to listen to. It's not something that I would pick up a physical copy of.
Audiobook is so good too. So good.
I've heard.
I cannot wait for you to hear Rocky's voice.
Okay.
Because it's better in the book than it is in the audiobook than it is in the movie. It's so cool how they do it. And then like just the whole fucking end too. You get so much more depth of him as a teacher and how much he loves his students. So to see that he becomes a teacher at the end, I'm like,
cut the cameras. Because when they flipped it and all those little rock children, I was like, fuck it. I had to like sit in my chair and wait to leave.
We could not talk about that part at book club because everyone was so fucking emotional over it. We could not discuss the fact that he was a teacher. So everyone's like, I'm gonna start crying about it.
This was probably will be my favorite movie of the year. I have nothing that I'm like really looking forward to, and this was unexpected. I'm so glad I saw it. We have to move on because we will talk about it for the rest of the episode.
Save it for the mini.
Yes. Game On by Nabessa Allen comes out March 31st. Vibes, thoughts, prayers.
Again, I loved Lights Out. I reread Lights Out after reading Caught Up because I didn't connect with Caught Up as much. I am a little stressed out about this.
Yeah.
Much so like the Butcher and Blackbird the Ruinous Love trilogies, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Those three got better. Those aged like fine wine, more yearning, less violence, whatever. I'm very curious to see where they take this one.
Yes, I agree. I also feel like with this, the beauty of it and what made Lights Out so good was the humor, and Caught Up didn't have as much as that humor, that like shit post humor. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
Like it's making fun of itself. It's like silly. Caught Up felt way too serious for what Lights Out was. So I really hope she like goes back to what we all know and love, because that's what like made it actually campy and why we enjoyed it.
One of the best parts of Caught Up was when we got to see Josh and Allie at that barbecue. And that's also the barbecue where we met the main character of Game On. I think this is like a gambling situation.
Mm-hmm.
Gambling's cooler than motorcycles in my eyes. I don't prefer either. I want the nerdy web streamer, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. That's all I have for it.
Remain optimistic, but not hopeful.
I think that's a good place to be.
Next in news is book to movie news, and we have so many. I'm just going to rip through them. God of the Woods by Liz Moore is getting a movie adaptation, and Maya Hawke is set to star in it. Yes. The Wedding People is getting a movie. I did Google this to see if there was a timeline, and it looks like it was optioned in 2024, and I'm still waiting, mama. First Time Caller is being optioned. I would love to see that on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Remarkably Bright Creatures is getting released to Netflix on May 8th, which is so soon.
So soon.
The Favorites by Lane Fargo is getting a movie from Netflix.
Yeah. What are you most excited about? Let's start there.
I am really excited to see a Wedding People movie because I'd love to see that play out. I'm very curious of what the tone for the Wedding People movie would be.
Yeah, I feel like we've been so deep in this book at this point, and
they should contact us to write. We can work on it.
We can. We have insight. No, I feel like this can go in a lot of different ways. I don't want it to be Netflixy. I'm just going to say that off the bat. I think it needs special treatment, and I don't know where it's going to get it from.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see it. I'm all in on that.
Same.
All in.
Honestly, it'd be great. Actually, was that the one? I actually think that this one had a studio associated with it, so I don't think it is going to be Netflix, but there's no release date that's known.
All right, we'll keep our eyes on it. But yeah, very excited about that.
I think that I know what your favorite thing on this list is, but would you like to talk about it?
I am so fucking excited to see the favorites on my television. Figure skating, fucking huge right now, okay? I want to ride that high that we have got from the Olympics. Have you read this?
Mm-hmm. I have not yet.
Oh, even better. I think it's drama. It's very drama. It's romance. It's very hot people in ice skating. I think this is perfect. I'm nervous about a movie, to be quite honest, because a lot happens, but it is very like movie, like the plot is very movie pushy.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But a show, because now I have heated rivalry in the back of my mind. Now I'm like, I want a show. But yeah, this is gonna be
Maybe they'll
incredible.
do a show.
I cannot recommend this book enough, especially if you're into like ice skating drama, Tanya Harding, like the back and forth, like the foes. I just the ice skating world is so interesting to me because I'm very far removed from it, and I am just again riding that high from the Olympics, and I yeah, everything about this book I want to see on my screen. And once you read it, you'll get why. Um, yeah, that's a good one. I also am very excited about Remarkably Bright Creatures because that book got me. Have you read that
So
either?
I have also not read this. It's been on my TBR. I suspended the hold and haven't unsuspended it. But touching on that, I do have the note here that like Netflix is really making moves for books right now. They just released His and Hers. Remarkably Bright Creatures is coming out. We're getting Lights Out, The Favorites. I think Netflix is evil, don't get me wrong, but I think that they see a lot of longevity in opting for books because books are so in right now. I feel like everyone is reading. I've read
Yeah.
more in the last 3 years than I have my entire life. I think
Yeah.
that this is a really good route to go, but I'm not sure I trust them.
So I don't trust them because their writing is shit. I want
Because they don't want
their
to pay
vision.
people.
Right. And I don't want their vision for it to fuck up the amazing book that I read, you know? And that's like the push and pull with book to movie adaptations. You get some of that, and like everyone's hypercritical, especially in the book world, because if it is a beloved book, you have to do it justice, like Heated Rivalry. But it's been done. We are all gooping and gagging. It's about good casting, it's about good writing, and having the people care about it. So I agree, it's touch and go with Netflix. Sometimes they release some real rippers and people are gagged, but I just don't want it to get very commercial. I don't want it to feel like the
Netflix
slop.
that released Stranger Things is much different than Netflix that released People We Meet on Vacation.
Right.
And
because
I'm sure that these authors want their hand in this. They want to do the work. They want the best version of their product that they could possibly get. So it's let them work. Let them help.
Yeah.
Because like no one understands this media like the person whose brain it came out of.
Right. So I'm very excited about all of these. Obviously, there's some coming very quickly, so I'll have a lot to say. We might even do mini episodes about it. We will see. But yeah.
Oh yeah. I could rip Remarkably Bright Creatures and do a side by side on that.
But again, we get the different perspectives. Maybe you should watch it first and then read it. We can see. I am very excited about all of these.
Same.
Any type of like way that I can consume a story I love in different ways, I'm all in. All in. Regardless.
And the gratification of seeing visuals for something that only existed in your head is unparalleled. unparalleled.
Yeah.
That is the best. It's like going to a theme park and seeing what you pictured in your head all those years in front of you. Is just
Yeah.
so,
Couldn't agree more.
yes, I love a visual.
Okay. And other book news, really big book news. Hatchet Book Group has canceled. Don't make it sound exciting. Hatchet Book Group has canceled the upcoming US release and will discontinue the UK release of horror novel Shy Girl by Mia Ballard after reviewing the text for signs of generative AI use. This was a self-published book that came out in 2025, early 2025, and it was being republished in November in the UK. And it is quite sticky in the book world. This is a little bit like,
Yeah.
it's outside of us because we aren't big in the publishing world, but obviously we have our toes in the water being such fervent readers. But
Mhm.
yeah, from the publisher, they said, quote, Hatchet remains committed to protecting original creative expression and storytelling. Orbit will not publish Shy Girl, and Wildfire have decided to no longer continue publishing its edition, end quote. AI
Yeah.
is very tricksy right now, girls. And
And we do writing. We do probably more work than anyone could anticipate for this podcast.
Mhm.
And I'm is I'm pretty anti AI. It's hard. Even writing about media that you are currently consuming is difficult. But I'm
Mhm.
not deciding to write a book, you know?
Right.
So the other thing, so she did attempt to defend herself and say
Mhm.
that she didn't use AI, but the other piece of the puzzle here is it's reported that the original cover of this book, when she self-published it, was stolen from Pinterest. So she used another artist art, did not seek permission, and it's from a well-known artist in Scotland, I guess, and
Mhm.
slapped it on the cover of her book and then published it.
Friends, that is not good. I actually didn't know that.
That's
My
bad.
my gooped face was because Johnna and I had to have a conversation because I did not know that. That is shocking. That is like art 101. We credit, we pay
Right.
artists, you do the proper
Not
thing
people who
because
use
that's some
AI.
uh, so yeah, it makes these claims that like she didn't know because it was a friend colleague of her who was editing the book, and it makes it all a little bit unbelievable. And I,
Right.
I really I really hope none of it's the case, but you did steal art and that's shitty enough. Um
That's shitty.
yeah, that's shitty
And
enough.
I
And
think that as people, we are somewhat responsible. So, say she hired an artist to do that, do a little diligence on that artist or on whatever. Even for
yeah.
our own logo, we hired two people to make our logo, and it
Mhm.
was really apparent the first one was just using AI.
Yeah, that's a great point. And we're just two people, but we're also like artists. I'm going to say that big statement. We're artists. So we understand the
Yeah.
value of like making sure you are producing something that you really give your whole ass to. If it's a logo, it's your own fucking book. If it's a podcast, whatever form of media you have, but then
Right.
also with the integrity that also art comes with. And that might be like, that's like a really interesting line to toe. But at least for like AI written, like, come on, girl. And then you're going to steal art, like double whammy, two strikes, you're
Stealing
out.
art makes it like stealing art almost feels like it invalidates her claims that she didn't use AI because that's all
Right.
AI does.
And
Like,
to your
you're the
point,
AI, girl.
right. And to your point, like, why are we not taking something like a novel that you were writing and make sure you are going through that with a fine tooth comb. That's again, we don't come from the publishing world. Things move fast, and I
But
know,
especially as a self-published book, like if I wrote a book and I was self-publishing it, I'd have you read it. I'd have anyone read it. Like, will you just
yeah,
look over this? But also knowing it's self-published, I'd be like, well, if it does get picked up, someone's going to help me out. It just
someone who
feels
knows this,
it
yeah,
feels crazy.
Yeah, it's big.
Not
It's a cute
to
cover.
be the issue, but I want to read it. I want to know.
Right.
I'm going
And
to
I
steal it
think
though.
so that's where we're going to get into some interesting stuff because now it has this like ooh behind it. And I think
Right.
we're in such a touchy
Right.
zone where people feel emboldened to like, it's the cancel culture, it's all of this, but it's like, we have to be careful as humans. Like, yes, everything cannot be cancel culture, but also you stole art. Like, and you
Right.
used AI to write something. Like, no one wants that.
Right. And even if you didn't intentionally do it, you did do it to a certain degree. And I feel like
Hmm.
that's a big deal. She wrote that she hired an acquaintance to edit
Hmm.
the self-published version that did use AI. So like did they say I'm using AI? And I also think it's
Right.
worth mentioning this quote that's this controversy has changed my life in many ways. My mental health is an all-time low and my name is ruined for something I didn't even personally do. And she is pursuing legal action. I don't know if it's against the editor, the publisher. I have no idea, but I think this is like monumental for AI in publishing and for authors.
Hmm. You put your
Isn't
name on it, girl. Like, that's
yeah,
the thing, though.
yeah.
You co signed it. That's your fucking name. So, like, while you may feel like this is poorly pointed, it still has your
Mhm.
name on it. And that represents you, unfortunately. And I really
Right.
hope that you are not in, like, this is one of those things, like, I don't want to beat someone up over this, but also you have to have integrity when you're creating art like this, written,
Yeah.
visual,
And
whatever.
especially in the world we're in. Are you
Hmm.
telling me you didn't reread that and go back through it? They could have done anything with it.
Right. Right. And like, what is
That's
that saying
tough.
too about what we're reading and consuming? Like, I think about that. If this wasn't clocked, then where would we be? You know, this is
Isn't
so.
there like a conspiracy that Fourth Wing is written by AI?
Uh huh. I think that woman has her 10 toes in that. Yeah, it is very tricksy. So we'll see. I mean, I'm sure there'll be more information that comes out about this. And also,
Yeah.
everyone's probably going to be watching their shit like hawks because there's a lot. Books come out at incredible speeds, in my humble opinion. Maybe it takes way longer and I'm just not tuned in. But yeah, it is definitely interesting.
To put my brain there, like I look at the timeline between Lights Out, Caught Up, and Game On, and Caught Up
Hmm.
and Game On are coming out like a year apart. That's
Yeah.
quick.
But it also depends on like the writer and the way that they write and how long have these been in their repertoire. And,
Right.
like
Are the
there's a
characters
lot of,
eating them alive?
right. Like, is this something that they've written years ago and they're polishing and now it's being published? Like, I'm sure there's a
Mhm.
lot of things we just don't know. But yeah, it's
Right.
interesting. I'm this starts a conversation at least, and I'm very
Yeah.
intrigued at where it goes. And I think it's also like consumer based too. Like, it'll be very interesting how the discussion around this forms. So it's hot right now, though. It is hot.
I think it's funny, but absolutely makes sense that they're running books through AI software like colleges are for papers. AI like this did not exist while I was in college. Um,
Me,
so that
not
like
really me either.
they were going through plagiarism checkers, but certainly nothing like this. And I also have to say, I put a copy of both the covers, the self-published stolen version and the one that got picked up in the UK. If I saw either of these books on the shelf, I would pick it up and read it.
Yep.
This is a book, like looking at this book, I know that this is a book that would have caught both of our eyes. We would have been like, what is this?
Yep, because it's got that weird girl, like mysterious energy coming off of it. It-
Right.
They know how to get us.
I got, and I'm not even supposed to be reading the book. I'll be very interested to see because so she self published it. She obviously lost her publishing deal, but if
Hmm.
people are going to read this, because like I said, I was like, I'm now curious about. I saw the cover, which is how I see all books that I want to read. And I'm like, now I'm kind of curious. Like, do you think it sounds like AI? Like, what's the thing here?
Yeah, what
But
is
if I attempt to read it, like, is she just going to make money off the publicity this is getting? Because for
probably?
every bit of anti-AI I am, I meet someone that's obsessed with it and thinks it's changing our world for the better. So this is
Guys,
not obviously it I know. Obviously in the correct place, this is going to like be shunned. She lost her publishing deal because like that's not art. Stealing in that manner and using AI is not art. That is
no.
not why we do this. That's not what it's about. But yeah, I'm very, very
And
curious to
also,
see how this shakes out.
I'm not an author. Like, I know that I'm not going to go write a book. I will have so much help, so many, like, and that's the thing. If it truly comes from a place of, like, I didn't know this was happening and now my name's tied to it and my life is ruined, that's one thing. But I do not believe you when both of those instances occur at the same time, finding out that you
Right.
stole someone's artwork. It just does not feel like a genuine, oh, fuck, this is like fucking my life up. It feels like,
Yeah.
oh, I got caught.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
So,
really interested to see how this one shakes out.
yeah, there's a lot of good news there.
Dead. Do we
Wow.
have anything else for the people, my friend?
I don't know. Subscribe, like, comment, follow, all of the things.
Rate us 5
We cannot believe.
stars.
I think this is our 10th episode, if I'm not mistaken.
It is
10 episodes. It's felt like
10 episodes.
we've kind of fallen into a pace. I feel like we're still figuring ourselves out, but it's been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it's changing the way I'm
Yeah.
reading and consuming
Yeah.
things. I'm actually
It's
like
changing the way I use my
absorbing.
brain.
Yeah, I'm absorbing in a different
Even
way.
like sitting down, doing research. I texted Aaliyah today and I was like, it's so funny that I scraped my way through school and now I'm like doing book reports for fun.
Right,
It just feels
exactly.
really good to use my brain in a way like this that I just haven't used it in, oh my god, I graduated college 11 years ago. Like I have not used my brain to do something like this in a very long time, and it feels really
Hmm.
good to use those critical thinking skills, use writing skills I haven't used cuz I'm capable and I can. I just
Yeah.
never do.
But like it does it I agree. And it is something to be said. Like we just fall into the pace of life and it's not
Mhm.
something we have to practice. And like, yes, we are big on finding our own whimsy and finding our own fun. And reading has been that, but also now it's working for us in a different way. It's still a lot of
Yeah.
fun. I'm just doing it in a different way. So yeah, this will be a
Yeah.
fun journey, guys. So fun.
So fun. Thank you for being here, to you personally and anyone and everyone listening, because we
Yeah.
like being here too.
Same. Yeah. Thanks for all the love lately too. I feel like we've been thrown into
Yeah.
a great community of book podcasts. So all the support from y'all, thank you so much. We love listening to your podcast as well. It's great out here.
We
The
love
world might be on
everyone out
fire.
here.
The world might be on
But the
fire, but we're
pod
having
isn't.
a
My
lot of fun
glitter
on the
rainbow room
podcast.
isn't.
Right. Safe space, safe space. But okay. Well, until then, we'll see you divas at the library.
At the library.
Bye.
Bye.